Welcome back to a brand new No BS crypto news video where I bring you crypto news every single day in the most no BS kind of way. Now, admittedly, today really isn't a typical news video. Today's video spawns, I guess, from a symptom of recent news, which is 5 altcoins I'm looking to buy in the current dip. Now, we've got some amazing news to share with you as to why I think not just these altcoins, but the area of crypto these altcoins are in are really going to be something you want to be invested in. And I'm going to, of course, give my best picks from this narrative. Now, of course, we've got research to back this all up. I'm not just going to be talking out of my ass, right? So it is going to still be a news video because I do want to share with you guys some recent updates as well as the Bitcoin halving details as well. Now, first of all, the overall market outlook, of course, as I mentioned, we are in a current dip. Bitcoin is down about 6%, ETH, so on and so forth. Solana in the dark red over here down about 5%, so is AVAX. But this is good. This is good because we know the prices are going to go up at some point. We need to continue to fill our bags for those of us who haven't finished doing that just yet. So I love when I see red. In fact, I want to get even redder. I don't want to see green just yet. Green's got plenty of time to still come. So we all knew it. We knew the ETFs were going to, of course, bring a sell the news type of event. And I think, as I just said, it's going to get even more dippy, as we'll see one of the reasons why in just a second. So top losers and gainers today, we can see Toncoin, Chainlink, Tesla, Sui. These guys are up the most, but 8 to 10% respectively isn't really that much because it is crypto. Also, top losers today, respectively the same, not really down all that much. Optimism, Mantle, Sats, and a few other ones we will touch on later on in the video. Now, there is one coin I want to point out to you all. Flux Network is up almost 50% on the 7-day, or at least it was up about 50% at its peak, which is fantastic. You all know I'm speaking quite a lot about Flux Network. I've had a few comments here and there saying stop shilling your bags. Guys, I haven't even bought Flux Network yet. I've got to buy it 20 cents. It hasn't hit 20 cents yet. So I'm like screwing myself, but I'm here to provide the best coins for you. So I'm not going to BS you just because I have to fill my bag. So good to see it's up. Hope everyone who bought that dip is up substantially. So with that said, let's get into the main crux of today's video, which is these 5 altcoins. But in order for me to give you the 5 altcoins, I'm not going to talk out of my ass. Anyone can talk out of their ass, and I see it time and time again here on crypto YouTube. I got 5 coins I'm just going to randomly give to you. No, I want to tell you why, because these coins, you have to understand, whether you buy the ones I point out to you, I don't really care. This is not financial advice. I'm giving you 5 coins in specifically very important narratives or niches in this industry that importantly won't just have a really big blossom in crypto or Web3 over the next 2 years. They're going to have a massive blow up in the next 2 years in the traditional world anyway, which is different, right? Typically in crypto, layer 1 projects like Hedera with their tokenization, for example, of carbon credits, right? We see some of this impact in the real world. Most of crypto like Solana, Cardano, it's really only speculation in crypto, in Web3. It sounds cool idea, and we kind of dig into that. But we don't really have an industry that is growing in the traditional world first and then has a direct correlation, or crypto's on the cutting edge of that as well, right? Doesn't work hand in hand. They don't go up together. Usually it's one or the other, okay? And doesn't really have this sort of merging effect. Whereas this industry, or these industries, should I say, are actually having a really big impact in the real world over the next 2 years, which is why I'm trying to push people here. There's going to be billions, trillions maybe even coming into this new sector over the next 2 years in Web 2. So I think it's going to even be bigger for Web 3 as well, because crypto will help support this new industry. Now, what am I talking about? Well, it's technically 2, but 3 narratives all smashed into one. So we have generative AI, or you could just say AI, right? Projects that support the generation and creation of AI technologies. They don't really have to have an AI bot themselves. They don't have to have some sort of new chat GPT. They can just support the function of other projects' AI systems, okay? So Renda, Cache, Fetch, SingularityNET, Ocean, Flux, these sort of projects in this narrative. And you can see here from the growth over the last, 10 or so months, compared to the global market at 65% growth, these guys are up 175%. So they're almost 3xing the actual global market's growth already, and they did spike up to about 400% at one point as well. Now, the other is distributed computing, or otherwise now known as DePIN, Decentralized Physical Infrastructure Projects, more or less providing a service for the world, right? So we have Filecoin providing a storage solution, we have Renda providing decentralized GPU, we have Helium, decentralized cellular network, theta, distributed media, basically Arweave, the same sort of thing. It goes on from there, okay? These are all providing distributed computing services to some degree. And these are up substantially as well. Over the last, not so much 10 months, over the last, I'd say 4 or 5 months, these guys are up 141% versus the global market's growth since that time of 40%. And the last is like a merger of the both of these, right? Best of both worlds. AI and big data, aka you can kind of say DePIN as well, right? So we have like, ICP. I'm not too sure why injective is in this list, but I might be missing something. The Graph, Renda, Theta, Oasis, Akash, Flux. You guys know the drill from here. It's a combination, accumulation of both, which is fantastic. And so I kind of view this as 3 narratives, right? Because this is up 241% versus the market's 60% since about September last year. Okay, so you have the 2 individual very powerful narratives, and then you have the one combination of the 2, which I believe is its own narrative. So we're trying to find projects in this category, in this weird, wacky world, right? Because this industry really only spawned from January or November of 2022, right? When ChatGPT initially hit the scene. So this is new, and you can imagine how much the world is progressing because of ChatGPT or AI in general. A lot of systems are becoming more streamlined, and overall, humanity will grow extremely fast. Now, here is something that's very interesting. This is a ranking of the best performing narratives so far in the last 3 months, which is basically since the bull run really kicked off, okay, back in October. And we've seen layer 2s, AI, and layer 1s really take the cake over here. This is accumulation of the entire narrative class, whereas the ones I showed you back over here in these charts, while they might be the best performing narratives, these are because we've basically cherry-picked. We've picked the top 4 projects of each of these narratives, right? So cumulatively, this is more accurate. And we've seen over here, again, these sort of 3 narratives take the cake. Interestingly though, we've ranked these, or at least a 9 or a 10 out of 10 when we did the narrative list over here. So you guys will know what this means if you've been following the channel. Basically, I ranked the power or the explosive potential on each, or at least the major narratives in crypto many, many months ago. And it's good to see it so far coming into fruition. The one that I didn't really predict very well was gambling. I do kind of stand by my ranking of a 5 out of 10. Maybe I could bump it up to a 7, but I think for the most part, it is fine. Nevertheless, these major ones are the ones to keep an eye out on. So we can kind of look for projects that hit one or multiple of these narratives. So I think AI and big data in general is the best ones to check here, but we can kind of find altcoins that hit multiple, right? That hit layer 1s, that hit layer 2s as well, and kind of fit into, I guess, a broader market, which will bring in more money and eyes to those projects. If you don't know what I'm talking about here, basically how crypto works is money flows into a specific niche at one time. All those projects bump up, the whole market's kind of suppressed. Everyone's like, ooh, meme coins, ooh, gaming, ooh, DeFi. And then you find 1 or 2 projects in that niche tend to get the most exposure because they're the ones that are the most unique versus competition. So we're looking for those projects, okay, in both the narrative and the cool, unique aspect sense. And so before I show you those, I want to, of course, point out, look, the AI narrative is going to be massive. This is what I was talking about moments ago. Like, it's very rare to find a narrative or a niche in crypto that is going to explode in the real world just as fast as it will explode in crypto. And this is why, right? 2022, this market, when it spawned, by the way, brand spanking new, $454 billion market. And by 2026, it's going to double, okay? That's a 4-year time gap. Now, this is just a prediction, right? From Precedence Research. A prediction, one of many. So this isn't the be all and end all. This doesn't mean it's going to happen. I think it's going to be even more explosive because no one can really kind of get a perception on a compound effect. AI, you can use it for everything. Anyone in any small, large size business can use AI to help them streamline things, and you don't really know the growth of it until it kind of happens, okay? Over here as well, decentralized physical infrastructure, right? According to Messari, the DePIN market has a current valuation of nearly 2.2 trillion with a trajectory that could reach up to 3.5 in the next 4 years. It's not quite double like we see with AI, but again, very close. And again, one prediction. The technology has facilitated developments such as Peak Networks blockchain, tokenizing a fleet of Teslas through the use of DePIN technology. Bosch recently had efforts with the European Union to build decentralized IoT around this. Some have even speculated that DePIN technology will be one of this decade's most important crypto investments. DePIN and AI are poised to be the power duo of 2024 because they complement each other in the most efficient way possible. DePIN and AI, okay? Because you can basically build better DePIN products because of AI, and vice versa. You can have better AI because of crypto's DePIN, right? Some estimates have OpenAI's daily operating costs at $700,000 because, of course, to run any sort of like large language model like, again, ChatGPT, you've got to, of course, have a lot of computational power, right? A lot of GPU power, CPU power. The incredible costs of computing are exacerbated by a shortage of suitable GPUs for AI computing. That's why these crypto networks have become such a critical component of the AI boom. Industry experts have already been pointing to this year's emerging power couple of DePINs, as we mentioned moments ago. So they work hand in hand, and we also have some articles out here, crazy articles, about how AI is going to be now, put into classes. Michigan University looking to basically create an AI student to learn, basically master degree in anything, basically, which is incredible because it will help AI in general provide better results, but also improve things like the student experience. Also, Mount Sinai medical researchers claim that ChatGPT is ready to practice medicine. So yes, this industry is growing damn fast, and this is why I'm really interested in it for, of course, crypto, because crypto projects, the ones I mentioned today, are supporting this to happen. So my criteria here is, number one, the project must hit AI and or big data / DePIN, so it must hit one or both of those narratives. Must offer real world utility, right? Now, typically, again, I wouldn't really worry about this, but because these narratives are going to actually impact Web 2 as much as Web 2 will impact these, I believe it's going to be a really big powerhouse here. So they must offer some sort of real Web 2 utility, and also they must be a variety of market cap sizes, right? Small caps, large caps, so on. Today's first project, of course, is Renda. These guys are a $1.4 billion market cap. They currently hit AI and big data, so there are technically 3 narratives. Decentralized GPU, right? So they pretty much solved the issue we were just saying moments ago, where large language models like, again, ChatGPT are running out of this computational GPU power. And of course, it's also in the Solana ecosystem as well. So this is an additional narrative boost. Really bullish on Renda. The only sad thing is that we are substantially up, about a 7x since the start of the year. So not the best time to buy, I'm not going to lie to you guys right now. Basically is, as you can see, close to its high since almost the last cycle. So if we continue to have a dip, this would be one to keep definitely an eye on. As a matter of fact, I'm always talking in the lens of someone trying to achieve a 28 to 30x. That's my goal. So if you're looking for a 10x, I think Renda is going to be fine, right? It all depends on how many multiples you're actually chasing. A much smaller project that is an alternative to Renda is one of my favorites, Flux Network, 209 million market cap. Again, hits all 3 narratives, decentralized computing, so it does more than just GPU computations. And it also has a very interesting economics model because it pretty much copies Bitcoin's cycle model, except instead of 4 years halving, it's every 2 years. Fixed supply, all the rest of the juicy stuff as well. So it's a very, very powerful network, currently undervalued in my opinion. And the good news is that we're only like basically break even since this year's open, okay? 60 cents versus 58 or 59 cents. So yeah, while it might not be way down here, where we basically were 2x lower, it's still a very good time to buy in my opinion. A lot of upside still. My next pick is Fetch. Now, I haven't got into Fetch just yet, but I'm really trying to wait for a bit of a lower price, as we'll see in a second. This one I really would love to become a whale in, or at least not so much a whale, but someone who holds a damn lot of these tokens, right? 555 million market cap, which means it's a mid-sized project. Generative AI, so it's one of these narratives. But remember, generative AI is going to be massive. Now, these guys particularly have a very big possible utility case for the real world. Their AI agents are a fantastic system and network, and I really can't wait to see the applications come out here. We are up substantially, about a 3x since the year open. So not the best time to buy, mind you, but I still think that, once we come down, hopefully to about 50 cents, maybe if I'm being a little bit ballsy here at 45 cents, again, I want to really start buying around those levels. Now, a competitor to Fetch is SingularityNET or AGIX. These guys are a lot smaller market cap right now, 362 million, almost half, I guess. Again, same narrative, generative AI. Now, personally speaking, I would pick Fetch over SingularityNET. Not to say I don't like this project, that's why it's made this list, but, it's slightly lower market cap, giving you, I guess, more multiples, if you sort of will. These guys, I haven't done amazing amounts of research in compared to Fetch, but still, again, great project. Now, in this case, 29 cents, we are just higher than the year open as well. So we're not looking at a horrible time to get into SingularityNET either. So this might be a bit of a lagging project compared to Fetch in terms of price, which is actually good for more multiples. Last, we have Helium. So of course, in the decentralized physical infrastructure project narrative. Now, I like Helium. I think it's a great project. It's had its problems in the past. It's now migrated to Solana. It was its own network. I think Helium's underrated. The network is quite expansive right now, so it's a mobile network providing you 5G service for a fraction of the price versus traditional products like, of course, Telstra over here in Australia, or for you guys in the US, AT&T. So yeah, they might have a really big growth spurt over the next few years. I don't know whether they really do benefit from AI, but I know they definitely benefit from network effects, which will definitely grow as more people join the network. And with that said, thank you so much for watching today's video, everyone. If there's one thing you really got out of this, it's not what projects to buy. Again, not financial advice. The most important thing is where the money is going to flow to next. And I believe, as well as many other experts in this area, that this is going to be one of the largest sort of areas, AI, DePIN, and also a mixture of the both, kind of AI/big data. So with that said, thanks so much for watching. I'll talk to you all soon. Take good care.